Hey there YouTube, WhiskeyCactus here, welcoming you back to our Let's Play of The Letter. This is episode number 18, and in the last episode we continued on with Marianne's arc. And, let's go ahead and load up. Maybe. There we go. We had a bit of a spook. We went over to, Hannah and Luke's penthouse. They have not yet moved. And we had a bit of a scare. And we tried a few different options, and we got scared either way, so it didn't really matter. So we wound up going with the one that beefed our relationship with Hannah. So, real quick, I gotta find whichever was our most recent. I think it was this one, right? Yes, I believe so. Let's continue on as Marianne. Here we go, riding to the Ermengarde mansion in their rice is an awkward affair. So we are going to the mansion. This is where we're at. We've beefed our relationship with Hannah pretty well. We did originally beef our relationship with Luke, but we knocked it down a bit. And so here we go. Not only am I worried about scuffing the expensive leather seats, but I'm also worried about getting in the middle of another couple's spat. With the tension thick in the air, I can feel them starting at each other anytime. Nobody's saying anything. Up until Mr. Wright tells his valet to turn the damn radio off. And for a moment, I think that he might start. But instead, he just stays quiet, and so do the rest of us. In the end, the sufferable silence stays. Alright, well, we are now at the Ermengarde mansion, and I'm not excited. No, Marianne. I have never been so glad to see a house. I disagree. Stepping out of the car and up to the mansion meant the end of an uncomfortable ride, and I can finally take a deep breath of fresh air. The beauty of the place never fails to make me gaze in wonder every time I see it as well. I do not like the sounds that I'm hearing right now. Mrs. Wright moves toward the front door, keys in hand, and I can already hear Mr. Wright plotting.
Alright, Hans, we're going to go in, but I want you to look around the place. Familiarize yourself with it.
Indeed.
Know every nook and cranny, every inch of the lot. Go and see where we can put that vineyard and the other things we talked about. We'll want to know where to station security as well, so go around the perimeter and figure it out.
Scouts a property and circles a perimeter on foot.
Indeed.
You do know this is 46 acres of land, sir.
In other words, get lost.
Well, you are not driving the car over the grass. Put those long, spidery legs of yours to good use. I didn't hire you to stand around and look intimidating.
God, what a dick.
Go, mush.
Someday I'd like to ask how Johannes can even stand and tolerate the man. I'm sure it's because he trolls him every fucking step of the way. Why doesn't he just quit? Certainly the pay can't be that good. I don't know about that. I would imagine the pay is probably pretty fucking good. Even I'm a bit put off by our mutual employer, and the only thing that keeps me from bailing is the fact that we've already signed a contract. At least, I'll only be working with them during the duration of the project. He works with them every day.
Sometimes I think you hired me to make me suffer for your amusement.
I would agree, probably. Someday I'd ask. I feel a bit bad for him. If it's any consolation, he'll be away from Mr. Wright, if only for a little while. Oh god, we're in the house. We're in the fucking house! October 24th. Okay, let me just take a look. Refamiliarize myself, because it has been a while. So the 24th... Okay, the 24th is the day that Isabella ran into the ghost in the office. And did not die. You're welcome. After like 4 attempts. We're able to enter the mansion after a bit of standing out there in the sun. So the ghost is in the office. The ghost shouldn't be here right now. Unless the ghost is omnipresent. This wretched, strange sunlight that is far too alien and rare. There had been a bit of a problem with the missus not knowing which key was which. First item on the agenda would be the grand staircase. It seemed sturdy during the open house, but a closer inspection might say otherwise. There are no obvious marks of damage, nor wear and tear, probably rethreaded during renovations. One last thing I want to look at. When was the breakfast? Is that like all the way over here? Yeah. So Wednesday, as of Wednesday, we were having breakfast together with Hannah. We being Marianne. So, I think we're pretty safe for the next couple of days. We might get spooked a little bit, but I don't think we're going to have any quick time events where we might die. Considering the fact that, unless, like I said, unless, I don't know if different chapters can, like, rewrite previous chapters. I don't know if that works, how that works. But as of now, I'm pretty confident that Marianne is safe, at least until the 26th. Peeking under the grand carpet, the wood is properly installed, with the bark placed down to prevent cupping. The carpet itself could use vacuum, though. Structural conditions, from what I can see without actually dismantling the thing, look to be in good shape, and the handrails and support posts are firm. The work on it should be commended. Can't look much more into the rest of the foyer, however, because Mr. Wright starts to hurry us into checking the dining hall.
So, what do you think? Certainly we can't turn this area into a garage.
I strongly agree, Hannah. There is no way to turn this into a garage. Looking at the floor plan, it doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
It's Jacobean architecture. I'd say these would be pilasters and not buttresses, but you never really know. They really liked mixing up these elements. You could say it was pretty avant-garde at the time. We might hit a support beam if we're not careful.
Interesting.
And in layman's terms?
From what I see here, we could risk great damage to the house if we try to turn the dining hall into a garage.
The man didn't look too pleased at this. There's a look of disappointment before he sighs and looks around the place with an air of defeat. When he moves to speak, I dread another unreasonable demand. Again, he seems to play the martyr card quite a bit, and especially for somebody who's very, like, haughty and superior. It's odd that he is so easily, like, martyred. I mean, I get that kind of fits in with it, but you'd think you'd do it quietly rather than openly. I don't know.
This will stay a dining hall then. But if I may have another request instead, at least spruce the place up with some flowers, some plants, or something. It feels so old and dead in here.
Well, that's probably because of the ghost.
That's hardly unreasonable. Daffodils are a must, I presume.
The look that passes between the two of them, there is a genuine look of fondness there. This is the first time I've seen such an exchange between the two of them. If anyone are to see them like this, there's little doubt that they loved each other.
Of course, and I want a garden full of them. Now, if you excuse me, I'd like to look at the rest of the house.
Well, we know he doesn't get killed by the ghost yet, so... Alright.
I'll just be around here downstairs, if anybody needs me.
That leaves Mrs. Wright and I. Perfect!
He's quite fond of them, you know.
I can imagine. He looked terribly upset when we told him he can't have his garage.
I meant the daffodils. We always have a vase full of them in every house we own. Somewhere.
Well, isn't that cute?
I'd like to think. They may be about his mother. He never talks about her. I don't even know her name. He likes to flatter, claim that they remind him of me, but he's always loved the flowers, even before we married.
Much like the piano, I didn't take him for a person who liked flowers. Well, seems like every character, even Luke, has surprising depth. One would hope that, characters are more than they appear to be. Daffodils least of all. What's next? Am I going to find out that Mr. Wright saves kittens from burning buildings? I am actually quite interested in playing Luke's arc, just because I have to know if he's more than just a jerk-ass, which I assume he is. So, that'll be interesting.
I'll go and snoop about upstairs.
All right.
Go and do whatever it is that you have to do.
I will do that. And she goes without even asking if I needed her here. If I need her here, I'm left standing to stare at the walls. Really, I don't need to do a thorough inspection of the building itself. It isn't really part of an interior designer's job. But the architect in me is committed to doing this task with every project. That's why you're worth the money, Marianne. If I'm going to make a living space that have both form and function, I might as well make sure that the entirety of it is safe for my clients. We're by ourselves in a haunted mansion. I'm pretty sure we're going to run into some ghosty stuff right now. So, buckle the fuck up. Since I'm already here, I roam around the dining hall to check things off my punch list, if you will. And then I hear the crying. When it's time to move on, I hesitate. Mr. Wright said he would be somewhere around here on the ground floor, and I really didn't want to be alone with Whiskey. Why you gotta use my name? I have to look through the place eventually, sure, but on the other hand, I can do it later when he's gone. Can't go upstairs. I can go upstairs first if I want to. We want to go up to where Hannah is. I mean, I'm gonna save, just to be that guy playing a visual novel. But I want to go check the first floor because I want to check out Hannah. I want to improve my relationship with Hannah, so let's go ahead and do that. I've already seen enough of this floor during the open house. Of course, I know this is just a convenient excuse. I don't want to be in the same room as Whiskey anytime soon, so I might as well just go upstairs first. Somehow I feel like I'm going to regret this decision. The banisters on the grand staircase's landing are solid and at a proper height. Any lower and they would be trouble. There's a small catch on the carpet though, but as long as nobody tries to run down the stairs until it gets fixed, things should be alright. Well, that's funny, because isn't that what happened to Isabella? She tripped on the stairs. Stained glass? Art, yes, very much so. Stained glass must stay. Stained glass is one of the greatest things on the fucking planet. Restored, no doubt, in the image of the last lady in the Lord of Ermengarde, who looks suspiciously like Luke and Hannah. I said that way, way, way back at the beginning. And there was something that happened, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was during Hannah's arc, when she got attacked by the ghost, and I didn't know what the fuck to do with her QuickTime event. And I wound up apparently skipping it. There was a thing that she said something like she hadn't breathed in centuries or something, and I'm wondering somehow if, like, Luke and Hannah, or whoever, in some way, maybe there's some kind of, like, past life, like, reincarnation kind of thing going on here. I'm really wondering about that. Restored, yeah. Or it was supposed to be until Lady Charlotte's fiancé was brutally murdered. By a witch. A witch of all things, from what I've read. You'd think the historians of this place would be a lot more scrutinizing, filtering out stuff like that. Well, unless it's fucking true. I'm amazed they bothered with it, instead of replacing it with some generic cookie-cutter design. This entire piece alone would have cost roughly 500, even £1 million. Lady Charlotte Ermengarde and her beloved. Looking at the mosaic, it's not too far a stretch of the imagination to believe that the depicted images could be Mr. and Mrs. Wright. They're going so far out of their way to point that out. There's gotta be something to it. There's gotta be something to it. It can be easily assumed as such, if one doesn't know the history of the mansion. Really, a place like this should be protected by the government as a landmark. But what can I do about it? Oh god, this is not a good spot to be. Oh man. Oh, I do not like being up here. This is where everything started. Walking into the East Wing, try to go into the theater, but it is met with an obstacle. The obstacle that is locked doors. 2 doors. 2, and both of them are locked. I'd be frustrated. Would be if I already hadn't snuck off while the Wrights were having their little business meeting with Miss Cooper before to take a peek. With what Mr. Wright wanted, we'd have to install a powerful projector, the type they use in cinemas, and a projection screen. That cannot possibly be too expensive for somebody who just bought this mansion, right? Like, I almost feel like... I don't know. It feels like he's asking for a home theater system. Which, like, normal people can potentially have. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a big ask. Seats would have to be reupholstered if they're to be any comfortable. And the walls will have to be covered in dark material paint, wallpaper, or install wall-to-wall carpeting. Really, of all the rooms I could be jealous of, it's this one. I could just picture myself in there, watching old kung fu flicks on a weekend-long marathon. Yo, Marianne is definitely the best character. Sorry, Hannah. I like how snarky you are, but honestly, Marianne's kind of snarky too, and I like that. But Marianne is just... she's the best. She's the best. Makes me wonder what kind of movies Mrs. Wright would like. Rom-coms, perhaps? Her husband, on the other hand, I'd rather not think about it. Probably porno. In the middle of my notation and planning, I don't even realize that I'm not alone. Oh, fuck. Until I'm caught standing in front of a locked door like a fool. It's not Johans. Johans is walking around outside. It's gotta be Hannah.
Were you meaning to go in there? I'm afraid we won't be able to open it up today.
Oh well, I wanted to, but it's fine. I can still survey the rest of the place.
Apologies, but the key was missing when they were handed over. They told us that they'd get right back to us with it.
What?
Interesting.
But aren't they supposed to hand over all the keys once property changes hands? That can be grounds to file a complaint.
What's in the theater that they don't want us to find?
They were already kind enough to let us move in so early. There's no need to raise a fuss about it. Worst comes to worst, we can call for a locksmith.
I mean, yeah. The air is heavy and somber when she grows quiet and glances out the window. Out towards the vast expanse that surrounded what would be their house. Their home. Then she looks back at me with a sigh and a bitter smile.
Flowers. Yellow flowers. Daffodils, dandelions, and sunflowers and the sort all up front. Just a whole garden of them. They'll make the house look lovely, won't they?
Probably.
Of course. A garden is a wonderful addition to any home.
You are not wrong. As I say this, her eyes roam over me, scrutinizing and thoughtful. Hello. I have to hold back the shiver that threatens to run down my spine at being inspected so closely. Oh dear.
Yes, it must be nice.
We're still talking about the gardens, yes?
Uh-huh.
I mean, not having to worry about what another person thinks of you.
What do you mean by that?
She lifts her hand and points to her wedding ring before it falls listlessly to her side.
Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I didn't marry Luke. There'll be no fights about walk-in closets or silly helipads. I could do with this place as my heart desires until there's nothing but content. Then again, I wouldn't have bought this place if it wasn't a gift for him. I probably wouldn't even be in Luxbourne if it wasn't for him.
It's almost like the butterfly effect and stuff. One decision affects the whole story. Or something.
Maybe I would have moved to London, Manchester, or Birmingham. I might have even left the country altogether.
Indeed.
France, Germany, Spain, Canada, Sweden, even America. The possibilities would have been endless.
I don't know what to say to that. What is there to say?
I'm sorry, I must sound so petty and ungrateful.
No, not really. You sound perfectly human.
I do love him. So very much, even if he can be a bit difficult at times.
Indeed.
Oh no, not at all. I'm just confused why you're telling me this, of all people.
Because we're destined to be together.
Just a whim, I think. Just flights of fancy, that's all.
Oh, yes.
Don't you ever think about one decision you've made in your life?
Oh,
and
probably.
wonder how much would change if you chose to do things differently?
I'm willing to bet that I do consider that quite often.
I try not to dwell on the past, ma'am.
Apparently there is some kind of thing that happened with Marianne in the past. Keyword is try, of course. Thinking of the past brings up too many ghosts, she said in a haunted house. Memories of her. Start explaining, Marianne. I want to know what the fuck is going on. Because what's interesting is when we had the decision last episode in the penthouse, we could go check out there was a crashing noise. We could go check out the source of the noise, and when we did that, we found the ghost, the standard ghost, the one we've been seeing. But when we decided not to check out the source of the noise, we stayed and watched television. Couldn't turn the television on, and then we got spooked by the ghost again, except this time it didn't look like the ghost, it looked like Hannah. It was a blonde ghost or something. So what the fuck? I want to know. I want to know what's going on. I do wonder what would change if I just said yes when she asked for me. Interesting. Maybe she'd still be with me. Oh. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this decision, so I'm just going to overwrite that. That's fine. First, I want to see what our relationship points are with Hannah. We're like... Okay. So... I kind of want to say this. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat and just click on this and see what happens, and if I don't like it, I'll click the other option. No, that was the wrong answer. Okay. It seemed kind of harsh, but it also kind of seemed like... I don't know. You must have been quite the pair. It seemed encouraging, almost. You know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever.
You must have been quite the pair, Mrs. Wright.
Yes, that was the correct answer. That was definitely the correct answer. Okay. Yeah, I definitely Definitely want to make sure we have as high affection as we can with Hannah.
Hannah Evans and Luke Wright taking Luxborn by storm. At least, that's what I've heard.
That gets a giggle out of her. And can I be blamed if I like the way her eyes crinkled or how she sounded when she laughed? No, Marianne, you cannot be blamed. Not at all.
Quite the celebrity couple, according to all the newspapers. But it wasn't always that way. Father certainly didn't approve of him at first. Why, he told me to stay away from him. Told me that I was too good for him.
You're probably correct.
That's the usual overprotective dad speak, though. But of course you know that.
I don't. I was too busy keeping my grades up at boarding school to maintain my scholarship. And also not having a dad. Right? I mean, she was an orphan, wasn't she? She was left in a dumpster. Oh, I guess, okay, so the peddler father. But then, oh, okay. Okay. So she had a surrogate father then. Alright, that's fine. Never mind the fact that I went to an all-girls boarding school, so father never had any reason to fuss over boys trying to date his little girl. Well, I mean, okay, sure.
And what did you tell him? Considering you are Mrs. Wright now, you or the mister must have convinced him otherwise.
Yes, well, I told him I was my own woman and I could decide who was deserving of me or not on my own. Thank you very much.
Good for you, Hannah.
That never stopped him from making sure Luke couldn't get anywhere near me without an escort and a guard anyway. Though he certainly wasn't that overprotective when I was dating Jack.
Ooh, who's Jack?
Maybe your father considered this Jack a more capable man?
Calling it right now, Jack's a woman.
I doubt it. Jacqueline was not close to being any sort of a role model when we were in college. She was rebellious, reckless, and immature. Everything I wasn't.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And that is gonna set Marianne the fuck off. Alright, here we go.
But she was quite the charming, stunning woman, and I think that made her quite likable.
That takes me by surprise a lot more than by the fact that Mr. Wright's father-in-law didn't like him. That much was to be expected. But this... Giggity giggity. I have nothing against them because that's their thing, though the nuns and the priests would say otherwise. Although, wasn't she worried about the implications, the rumors that would have arisen about her dating another of the same sex? Especially with someone of her social status. I don't know, it's 2018, guys, come on.
You look surprised, Marianne. The first thing anybody needs to know about me is that I go after what I want.
Alright.
And when it comes to who I love, it doesn't matter to me whether they're a man or a woman.
How about a 5'11" Irish woman? How's that? Is that good? It's a nice enough sentiment. Still the thought that this lovely lady before me had once been with another woman. I don't know why it makes me so excited. I can feel my cheeks heat up a bit, and I panic thinking they might be red enough for Mrs. Wright to notice. I can't tell, though a coy smile graces her lips.
Legs, we called her. Because of how often she was running about because of one thing or another. Climbing up walls and... what do they call it now?
Oh, shit.
Parkour. And also because of her, well, legs.
Uh-huh.
And you went after her?
Uh-huh.
Not right away. When I first met her, I wanted nothing to do with her. She was so improper and uncouth.
Indeed.
But I slowly realized that didn't mean she was a bad person. On the contrary. She did many a good thing and was always so nice to others. I found myself confused. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to be her or wanted to be with her.
So she doesn't mind people with questionable pasts. Interesting.
So I approached her, told her that I might have fancied her.
And your father didn't mind?
He must have thought it was my form of rebellion. But he never watched out for Jack as much as he watched out for Luke. If I didn't love my father so much, if he hadn't raised me right, I think I might have told him to bugger off. He's never been more attentive of me than when I started bringing home dates.
Indeed.
I'm sure he loved you very much.
She laughs once more, a glow about her. I know, she says with a small smile.
I suppose I've taken too much of your time with my silly stories. You still have much to inspect.
Well, I mean... depends on I don't know. I do have plenty to inspect. Oh, the house. Okay, yeah, the house. I should probably.
I still have most of this floor, and I'll want a quick run through of the ground floor again later.
I shan't keep you from your work any longer then. Just call me if you need anything.
I need something.
I'd like to look around myself.
When she turns to leave, she glances back at me before disappearing into the foyer. I look out the window from where she was standing, and I move on. Fuck, all the happy music's gone, and now it's creepy. Alone with nothing but my thoughts and her. Alright, hold on. Just getting ready for some potential quick time events, maybe. Who knows?
Finally, some peace and quiet. Thought the old biddy would never leave.
Fuck. So Marianne has her own ghost to deal with. It's utter madness, this hearing things. I reckon it's the stress, though I don't know what exactly I'm stressed about. If meeting Mrs. Wright has really thrown me for a loop, I'd be worried. If I'm developing some sort of psychosis or disorder, well, I'd call a doctor. But hopefully it isn't that, not right here and not right now. I mean, it could just be that personal talking cricket, the conscience, so to speak, and I'm only noticing now, though if it isn't very helpful. Pushing the dilemma of voices in my head aside, I go back to work. But I can barely make it a few steps before everything tilts and shifts. Shit. I don't really stumble, but it feels like I'm being thrown off my feet, and the rest of the world just follows. And my feet stay firmly on the ground, and even if I stay mostly upright, I feel like I've been heaved and put off balance. Shit. Alright, hold on. Let me get in position to do some Z's or some space bars or some whatevers. I have to close my eyes in the hopes of willing the sudden sense of vertigo away, but when I open them... Okay. Wonderful. This is wonderful. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing bad could possibly happen. At all. Nothing bad could possibly happen. This is totally fine. Well, I don't feel any less sick because of the sight that greets me. Blood dripped from the walls and the ceiling, pooling downwards and seeping into the curtains and the carpet. A wave of nausea, stronger than the last, hits me along with the overpowering stench of blood and gore. Great! Great. This is fine. This is fine. I want to bolt. A rational part of my head is telling me to flee. And I would have gladly done as it asked. If only I didn't hear her.
In here, Marianne. Come on.
Nah.
I have something to show you.
Nah, that's okay. That's okay. I don't need to see it. I wow, what? I could have ignored it, would have ignored it, if I only heard it in my head. That makes it worse. The fact that you heard it not in your head makes it worse. Why would you not ignore it then? I'm pretty sure if the walls around me are dripping with blood, I'm gonna fucking leave. Just leave. Just leave. I get that Hannah's really hot. I get it. I get that you want her. But you know what? It's not worth dying. It's not worth fucking dying. But I swear that this time it's coming from one of the rooms. Much further into the study. You deserve to die, then. You deserve to die. If you see this, and you don't leave, it's your own damn fault. Have you never watched a horror movie? And I feel compelled to pay attention. I can't just turn around and leave. Why? No, why? Why can't you just turn around and leave? Not when it's her. Oh, great, now there's mist. I don't even think as I follow the sound of her voice. Fuck this. Fuck this so much. Great, alright. What am I gonna have to press? Oh. Interesting. We got an achievement called Thick as Thieves, and we're now in a flashback, but I'm not letting my guard down, because they want me to let my guard down, and they're gonna jump scare me, I know it. Lorraine. Lovely Amanda, I can't do that. Lovely Amanda, Lorraine, La Serfiona? I'm sure I butchered that, I apologize. She was my friend, the only one that I had at St. Sampson's. As a scholar, the charity case, in a school for privileged and prestigious young girls. They all looked down at me, if they cared to look at me or acknowledge my presence at all. All except her.
Oh, stop your crying. You know better than to listen to Maeve. Why I gotta teach that butterface a lesson?
Wait, no, lass! I don't want you getting into trouble with the sisters again!
Relax. It's not like I'm going to stomp her and her lackey's arses flat like last time.
Come on, let's just go back to our dorm room. I don't want to be on my Tobler while you go get yourself punished.
You'll be fine. Gip's there with you.
Lorraine was there when I needed her, through my highs and lows. Having her as a friend made being in a strange school away from my father all the more tolerable. She saw this poor helpless girl who was kept down and shunned by everyone else, and being the kind soul that she was, she rescued me. And then she got horribly killed somehow. So brave, so beautiful. She was something else.
I'll eat all the chocolates stashed away in your closet if you go.
I can get more. Just don't go complaining to me if you get a tummy ache because of that.
Well, you don't want to get detention on a weekend, do you? It's a Friday. We can go to town and have some karaoke. And we can have a go at druids and demons again.
Nerd.
You're not going to miss that just because of Maeve, are you?
Sometimes I question what I did to deserve a friend like her. In the darkest corners of my mind, where traitorous thoughts lurked, I thought that she only felt sorry for me. Maybe she was just being a good Samaritan offering a helping hand, and perhaps I had been too selfish to return the favor.
You have a point. I'll just kick her arse on Monday then.
That's not what I mean.
I know what you mean, Em.
Wait, where are you going? You just told me you wouldn't cause trouble.
I still have something to do. Don't worry. It's not like I'm going to burn down her dorm room or something criminal like that. I'm just going to talk to her.
Uh-oh. I don't
Maybe
like
I'll make it
this.
so that her room smells like a dog's air biscuit. That'll make it an excellent weekend.
I don't like this.
I'll see you in a bit, Marianne. Lots of tumblers.
Because when she told me that she loved me, I couldn't admit that I felt the same way. Not to her, and not even to myself. Understandable. It was wrong. I was taught that way. Husband and wife, one man and woman. Unclean, impure. I prayed for her and I, for our sins and for salvation. Wanted to apologize for disregarding her feelings so callously. It must have been like a slap to the face for her. But life had gotten in the way. Exams, which were trivial in hindsight, now took top priority. Had to keep my grades up to keep my scholarship for my father. I told myself I would apologize to her when those were over. And I needed to focus first and not let anything distract me. Yeah, I'll do it later, and then she fucking dies and you don't have a chance. Right, don't, I don't want to preach or anything, but take advantage of things when you have them. Because you don't know how long they're gonna last. It had been easy when she avoided me like the plague. She was upset, I get that. Oh shit. I hear the clicking sounds again. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and save. ... Oh, great. I'm so happy to be here. Thought I had the time to make things right, but...
At 7 in the morning, students found a 5th-year dead.
Well...
Assumed to have fallen from her dormitory
Oh,
window.
man, she killed herself. God damn it. Oh, that sucks. They told us that it was an accident. That was the official statement. Yeah, well, it's because suicide's a sin, too, right? But I knew better. She was dead because of me. No. Fuck.
Maeve had a hook and I kicked the bucket, didn't she?
I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't think there's gonna be a quick time event. I think I'm just gonna get jump scared, but...
Ding dong, the witch is dead!
She had, though she didn't say which, Lorraine.
But at least Maeve had the courage to admit how she felt about me.
Didn't even know how long I'd been stuck here in a trance. In the mirror, Lorraine smiles at me. She's as beautiful as I remember her. But then... Yep, okay, hi. Hi. I feel bile rise up in my throat as her clean image warps into how she looked like when they had found her dead lying on the cold hard ground. Now this is interesting because, again, this is not the same ghost, so... Good Saint Dimphna. Great wonder worker, in every affliction of mind and body, help me. I'm seeing things, hearing things. Am I going completely insane? Looking everywhere but at her, I hope and pray that it's enough to will whatever this is to go away. It doesn't even immediately register in my head that I can just leave.
You, on the other hand, can't even look me in the eye.
This isn't real. You're not. You're dead.
I'm dead. Because of you. And you won't even look at me. Look at me.
My breathing quickens and I can feel my heart being torn apart by her words.
I'm so sorry, Lorraine.
Look at me.
I can't take it because she's right. It was my fault. Least I can do is look at what I've done. Lorraine, broken and bleeding, looks at me with such hate-filled eyes. Unnatural smile stretches across her face and I can only see malice in it. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I'm not in a QuickTime event yet, but she lunges at me as the mirror ripples around her form, the glass parting like the water's surface for her. She grips my shoulders, and I can feel her nails dig deep. So, sharp even through the fabric of my fabric of my clothes. Alright, so I saved, so just in case.
There you are.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see. Alright, that wasn't too big of a deal. So we got Daredevil. Apologies spill through my lips as tears cloud my vision. But I won't give in to this madness. With every bit of strength I have left, I struggle to get away from her. Fear grips and threatens to choke me. I endure, I escape. And without turning back, I stumble back out. Okay, so I think we're good as far as that goes. I'm surprised. I wonder what would have happened if I didn't get out of there. Because again, Marianne was alive 2 days later in Hannah's story, so it'd be interesting to know what would happen if, like, what? Does she die? Does it rewrite the whole story? I don't know. My panic, I don't even care to look where I'm going. With one hand on the wall to steady me, I just hobble as fast as I can, away from the study, away from that mirror. Freedom is bittersweet. I'm free from the madness it seems, as running out into the hallway reveals it to be in pristine condition. But it means I've turned my back on Lorraine again. I have no plans of stopping, not until I know I'm safe. And if that means walking back to Luxburn, as ridiculous as the idea is, then so be it. Someone suddenly grabs hold of me, however. Fingers digging deep into my shoulder, and my heart nearly stops. It's Hannah, or Johann's. My body seizes and I nearly scream.
Marianne, you look awful. I mean, not awful, but...
Yeah, like I've just seen a ghost, maybe?
Did something happen? Are you alright?
No, everything's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Mrs. Wright,
Oh. Oh. How nice. I like it. Without thinking, I sought comfort, seeing that it wasn't her. It's a sudden impulsive thing to do, and had I been in a better condition, I wouldn't even dare of doing such a thing. But I didn't know what else to do. Though I know I shouldn't, her warmth, her scent, they grounded me. She is intoxicating.
Marianne, what's going on?
Well, I just almost died, so maybe let this one go.
Oh, you're shaking like a leaf.
Tremors run through my body as soon as my mind realized I'm no longer in danger. I wanted to cry, scream about what I've seen, but like a scared child, I couldn't control myself. My mind couldn't reconcile what I had seen. I should just write it off as a figment of my imagination, yet I can still feel her nails cutting into my skin.
Are you sick? Should I call for a doctor?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wright. Just feeling a little woozy and lightheaded is all.
Let's get you somewhere to sit down then. Come on, don't worry, I have you.
A lie. But a whole lot less complicated than telling her I was attacked by a dead girl. Well, hold on. Let's see. What day is it? The 24th? Has Hannah had any, interesting interactions with the ghost yet? I'm not gonna, like, spend too much time on this, but probably not, actually. No, I don't think so. She may have had that dream. That one dream, but that's probably about it. Alright. When the feeling of fear eases off, I feel nothing but shame for my actions. I quickly back away as I clear my throat and nod my thanks.
I think I've had enough looking around. If it's all right with you and Mr. Wright, I'll meet you outside.
If you're sure, I'll have the car started. Do you need assistance heading downstairs?
Just don't trip over that carpet.
I'm all right, ma'am. Just go on ahead and I'll be right there.
Seems to placate her worries, though only for a brief second. Excuse me. Before she heads down, I don't miss the concerned glance that shoots my way, hidden quickly under another smile. I won't begrudge her for it. That worry. The look on my face must have been a strange enough sight on its own. Even I am still reeling from whatever that was. Her voice still whispers in my ears. After all these years, she's still... No, Marianne. Shaking my head of the thoughts, I drag in a breath and then follow shortly after Mrs. Wright. Whatever has happened in the past, it's long gone. Only memories now. And those are things I can no longer bring back. Oh, God. I don't like this. I don't like it when there's no happy music playing. It's already dark as we make our way out of the mansion. With no lights, we are only illuminated by the headlamps of the Wright's car and the stars up above us. The sight of them helps me compose myself much more than several minutes of being alone did. The car's engine is running, yet the two still stand out on the lawn. Mrs. Wright is busy, eyes up to the stars. And Mr. Wright, arms crossed, has his eyes down on the ground. Well, doesn't that just about say everything? It's the crunch of the grass under my heels that brings their attention to me.
About time. What took you so long?
Fuck you.
A minute longer and I'd think the house swallowed you all up.
I mean, don't say that, please.
Oh, hush, dear. I'm sure she has her reasons. Marianne doesn't seem the sort to idle.
Sorry, I was just checking on something important.
See, business is business and they take time, love. You should know that better than anyone. So, Marianne, what do you think? Are you the woman for the job?
I
know we already signed papers hiring you, but I want to be 100% sure that you are committed.
I guess. I glanced back toward the mansion, knowing what I had seen there, or rather who I thought I saw there, because there's just no way. Yeah, at this point, there's no reason for Marianne not to think it's all in her head. At this point. So, that's actually seems a bit reasonable. I guess, maybe. Not to mention how I acted towards Mrs. Wright, for goodness sake. Although, I would go see a therapist. maybe seeing a therapist would be the best course of action. You know, ghost or no ghost. Just dealing with all of this shit. Not to mention how I acted toward Mrs. Wright, for goodness sake. I should feel the slightest bit hesitant. I was lucky. I've seen enough films to know what happens when a promiscuous woman enters a haunted house. Okay, so she is a little genre savvy then. This is my chance to turn it down, make excuses, say that I'm not up to the task, that I need to take care of my old sick father. Just pay the fine, which is probably outrageous for a contract like this, and let it go. I should turn it down, but for some obstinate reason I can't. In the same manner, I haven't let go of her, of the regret that shadowed me since that day. Much as I hate to admit it, even to myself, seeing her again, the mischievous glint in her eyes, the loose tendrils of her hair curl around her forehead, something I've terribly missed, and now that it's here almost within arm's reach, my father would tell me, sometimes you just simply have to go through with it, consequences be damned. And while I don't really have a logical reason to say no, at least not something a client like the Wrights would want to hear from a professional designer.
It's certainly an interesting project. You can be sure I'm seeing it through the end.
Okay, buckle in.
Such dedication! Oh, I do love the determination.
You were always determined like that, weren't you?
Fuck off, Lorraine. Hearing her voice once again sends a chill running down my back. Can't wait for this day to be over. Oh, I can't wait to go home by myself in my apartment, alone in the dark. That'll be good. Alright, well, we have an updated journal. And this seems like a pretty decent time to go ahead and end off the episode. Let's see what we got in the journal first. This one. This is the one. Hello. Marianne examined the first floor upon arrival at the mansion. After a small talk with Hannah Wright, Marianne headed for the study. That leaves out quite a few details. There she saw a ghost from her past reflected in the mirror. Despite that, she gave her word that she would see through the project until the end. It's not what she looked like. It's not what she looked like. I was there. Alright. This seems like a good spot. We're about 45 minutes in. I think this is a good time to go ahead and end off the episode here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. How are you enjoying the series so far? Who's your favorite character? All that good stuff. And, you know, give me suggestions for how you think I should continue with the channel. I mentioned in past episodes of this game and also past episodes of Tales of Exilia that I was thinking of changing some things up, trying to go for a little bit more variety, maybe keep keep to a schedule and more just kind of spontaneous, but have more games. I don't really know what I want to do with that yet. I'm working on it, and if I don't get any comments, I will just make a decision myself, and that's going to be how it's going to be. So let me know if you want to have a say in it. Let me know. Also, make sure you're subscribed for more of the letter, more of Tales of Exilia, and more of whatever else comes out of this channel. So thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for watching. Next time, I assume we're going to go home in the dark by ourselves, and that does not give me a warm and fuzzy. So maybe we'll get some more spooks next episode. I hope to see you there. Goodbye.